Hi, welcome to day 3, part 4, because part 1 was getting everything together. Sorry, I'm printing. So day 3, we went to Asakusa, and we went to the SensoJi Shrine, and we also did a museum. But first off, I pulled some maps. So I have this one here, which is of the subway system. So for day 1, we were going from Shinjuku, where we were staying, to Asakusa, which is way over here. Of course, we decided on our first day that we were going to go to the exact opposite area from us. But actually, it was a really great way to learn the subway system, because this was the day we got lost and we went the wrong direction and had to come back. But anyway, it was a great way to figure out the system for the rest of the trip. So we are heading from Shinjuku to Asakusa. So I have this map here, which I am going to put across both pages. So the subway, we had a subway stop that was really near our hotel, which was great. So these 4 are kind of just us picking up our Pasmo cards. So you can get Suica cards or Pasmo cards, or I think Tokyo subway cards as well. This is just the machine that we had at our station, so that's what we grabbed. We grabbed Pasmo cards, we filled them up so that we could use them on the train station. So, and this is just a few shots, one of us buying the cards, and just some shot from the subway, and the wording of like how you get, it's all done color coded, as you can see on the map. So you kind of just have to know which color train to be on and which direction it's going. It is a little difficult at first, but once you get used to it, it's really not that bad. So for this first page, it's just going to be this photo here, which is us getting our stuff at the subway station and hopping on the train. And I also want to put these Pasmo cards on here somehow. Okay, so I've glued down the map to the back here, and I also found the little receipt for the Pasmo, so I'm going to put that kind of layered there. In the Paige Evans collection, the travel collection, there's a bunch of these little indicators of where you are. I forget what they're called, but they basically point on a map where you are. So there's a bunch of different ones. So I'm going to use, I really wanted to use this ticket, so because we're buying kind of a ticket. It says trip of a lifetime, so I really wanted to use that. So I'm going to make a little pocket on this side to put the Pasmo in, and to put this, and this will be where I add my journaling. And then this is just the photo of us going to our subway station that's close to our hotel, and getting on the train, and then where we are going. So I was not sure. I was thinking I could put one kind of where we started and where we're going, but there's only so many of these, and I'm going to try and use them up through this journal here. So I decided, since I was doing this, and this is pink as well, I would use the pink one. So we are going to Asakusa, which is right here. So I'm going to put that there. We'll put that there right now, because that's not going to change, and we don't want to cover that up. So we know that can go there. And I also don't want to cover up Shinjuku, because that's where we're leaving from. So Asakusa is right there. So I'm going to put it like right there, kind of showing where we're going. This is going to go on this side, and then I'm going to do a little pocket. I haven't decided how I'm going to do the little pocket on this side yet, because I don't want to cover up too much. So I might try and do a clear pocket. I think I may have one somewhere, maybe, possibly. Okay, so I found the clear pockets I have. I have some that are sticky. Just can't find them, but I found these Project Life ones. So these are 3x4 pockets. They're made to be used with your fuse, to fuse it onto another plastic thing so you can flip it up. But I am just going to glue it down, and we are going to put those in there like that. And then I could even add a little bit more journaling if I need to, but I really like this little ticket here. So trip of a lifetime, and I'm gonna put maybe like going from Shinjuku to Asakusa, and maybe date stamp here on here. That would work. So this is July 20. So there's a lot of noise going on in the background, so I thought I would just finish this up with a voiceover for the rest of this video. So here I am. I'm just date stamping the little ticket, and of course I mess it up like I always do. I didn't stop to think that it was like a shiny cardstock, and of course the stamp kind of slipped, and so it's a little blurry. It's okay, I will live with it. I'm just going to make sure that it completely dries and that it doesn't actually smudge, and if it does, I'll just cover it up with something, but I'm going to leave that to dry for a while, and then I'm just going to move on to actually gluing everything down. So I'm going to glue down the little ticket receipt along with the photo, and then I'm going to glue down, that's on the right hand side, and then on the left hand side I'm going to glue down that clear pocket that includes some of the memorabilia, and I'm probably going to add another little card in there just to do a little bit more journaling because I really want to journal a lot in this album. So I want to make sure I'm giving myself lots of space to do that in this album, because I don't normally, I'm not a big journaler, but I was writing down as we were traveling all of the events so that I would remember kind of everything to do with the trip. So I definitely want to leave myself lots of space for journaling in this album, whether that means little pockets that I can hide it, or just making myself actually sit and write down on one of the, it's not my strong suit. I am not a journaler. I don't like to write. So for me, it's probably one of the hardest things to do when it comes to memory keeping. But I really want to for this album because, you know, Tokyo is kind of a once in a lifetime trip. And I really want to make sure that I get all of the events that we did and all the feelings and all the moments and all the memories captured as best as I can. So that pretty much is done for that part of the day. I'll go and do the journaling after I finish recording. For the second part of this day, I'm going to talk a little bit about what we did in Asakusa. So I have another map that I pulled from something I just grabbed at the airport, and it shows kind of the two places that we were going that day. So I thought that would be great to add. And when we were at the temple, we had our fortunes done. Of course, my husband got the extreme good luck fortune, but I definitely want to add these as well. So I'm thinking I'm going to add them like a little flip up so you can read both the Japanese and the English side when they're in the book. So I've added the map to the left-hand side of this spread, and on the right-hand side I am going to add the two fortunes that we got. And I really want to be able to see the writing on the front and the back, so I'm going to do a kind of flip up, I think, so that we can see both. I'll just attach it at the top and flip it up, and I think the best way to do that is with washi tape. So I went into my stash and I found some washi tape that kind of had the same colors as the map had, so the pinks, and there's a little bit of yellow on there. So I found one that was almost identical to the pink on the left hand side, so I thought it would be really good to keep it cohesive and have some pink on the right hand side. So the way I did this is I just put the bottom one down first. I added washi tape to the very top, and then you'll see it kind of gives it that space to flip up. So I'm just folding it there so that it will fit, and that still allows it to be completely flipped up. And then I'm going to put the second one on top of that one, and again they're taped independently, so they'll both be able to be completely flipped up, and you'll be able to read both the English and the Japanese side of them. And so if your tape, this tape is pretty sticky, I probably should have added a little bit of glue to the back. If your washi tape is losing its stick, which they end up doing when they get older, you can always add some, you know, like a glue stick or wet glue, or even a tape behind it, just to give it a little bit more stick, so that it doesn't end up, you know, as your album, you know, gets older, it doesn't end up losing its stick and completely falling apart. So I've got both of those fortunes attached to the right hand side with the washi tape, and now I'm just going to kind of go through my photos and print one photo. I'm just going to add one photo to this one of the shrine, just to kind of show where we were going, and I'm just using the sprocket to print that out. And then for the next page, I'll probably end up doing just a whole bunch of photos on the spread because we took quite a few photos while we were here. And my husband also has his good camera, so we have the photos I took with my phone, and also the pictures he took with his good camera. So I want to do a nice spread of all the photos of the beautiful shrine. So I printed out a collage of some of my favorite photos from when we went to the shrine. And these are a mix of my husband's photos and my photos as well, just on my iPhone. His was with his Canon. This one is probably my favorite, which was with his Canon. So I've printed off a whole piece of, I made it the right size. So I just basically sized my 8.5 by 11 into 2 sections. And the book is about 4.25 inches across. And then I just did it landscape, and it ends up printing you can fit 2 full sheets for your traveler's notebook that way. So that's how I did it. And I always just measure the first photo as wide as I want it to be, and then add the rest in. And that always makes it just about perfect for this album. It's a little bit, because I cut it wrong, it's a little bit small. You'll see some of the white, but I'm totally fine with that. So again, we're now at the SensoJi temple, and like I said, I just wanted to print just a whole page of photos from that. So I'm going to glue this down again, just using my Sukwang tape. Again, I'm going to find a little journaling tag or something to put right here. I don't think we have any receipts because you don't have to pay to go in the temple, so there's nothing I can use, but I'm going to put this here just so I know I want to add a little journaling bit there. And again, some of my favorite photos. And then the next page is going to be us. I printed this off on my HB Sprocket. So we, in between the shrine and the museum that we're going to, is this whole big row of stores and restaurants and stuff. So I'm going to do a whole page with the receipts, and then we're going to add that. And then the last page is us going to the Samurai Ninja Museum. My husband loves anything samurai. From when he was a kid, he read Yosagi Yojimbo. And so this was one thing that he really wanted to do. So we made sure that we booked it like the first day we were going to do anything. So you get to go to the museum, they talk about the history of the samurai and the ninja, and then you get to throw some of those stars, the ninja stars. So that was really fun, and you got to dress up as warriors. And those helmets were so heavy, oh my gosh. They were really heavy. Anyway, so we had a blast. Okay, so I decided I would just use one of these clear pockets again, and I added the photo. I found this cute little journaling card from the little paper that Stephanie gave me. So it just says hope. But it's kind of got the same like red and pink colors that are in the photo. So I thought I would just stick this photo onto the outside of the pocket. And then on the inside of the pocket is all the receipts from that day. And I'm going to add just a little bit of a journaling card in there. I think I'm going to add a date stamp there. So this is all one day. So this is July 26th. So I still am on July 26th. Yes. Oh. I think 6 is too high. There we go. Okay. So I think I'm just going to stamp right here like that. So that adds a little bit extra on your page when you date stamp. So I thought I would look around and see if I had any stickers in my pack that kind of would work for this day. And I found the lantern sticker, and I thought that was perfect. So I think it'll be great if I can find a little journaling bit and then add that lantern sticker to the page from the temple. So I'm just leaving it there for now, and I'm just going to look through the Paige Evans journaling spots here to see if there's one that'll work on this page. And I find this really just plain. It looks like a notebook lined paper, and I think that one will work perfectly. So I'm going to glue that one onto the page, and then we're going to attach the sticker, and that will complete this page here, and I'll do the journaling off camera. So this little journaling spot is perfect, and I'm just going to add the sticker off to the side here. I think what I'll do is I'll use the Heidi Swap vellum stickers and just print out my journaling and attach it to that little notepad journaling spot there. But I really love how that turned out. That little sticker was perfect. I'm glad I got to use up another sticker. And yeah, so that is day 3 complete, and I will see you again for day 4. Bye!